1 in 4 pregnancies end in loss. Reality TV star Whitney Port has been open about her struggles. She posted this week on Instagram that she suffered another miscarriage. Her one living child, Sonny, was born in 2017. And Karen, celebrities have helped to break the stigma, but odds are you may have lost a child or someone, or you know someone who has.
So let's talk about this one because it's such an important issue that affects so many women, and often you just feel alone and like you're the only person going through this and you don't know how to talk to people. When people do talk to you, they try to help, but it's not always very helpful. So joining us right now are some women who know all about this. Hali Sklar, who has gone through this experience, and then we also have a person to help us through this, Denise Paul, a grief specialist. So we'll start with your story and your experience. So you had a pregnancy, and when did you know that there was something that wasn't right?
So I was about 34 weeks pregnant. I had a perfect ultrasound that week, and a couple days later I was in my kitchen and eating a snack, and I said to my husband, I haven't felt her all day. And that kind of was like a red flag for me. And one day turned into the next and I still hadn't felt her. So we rushed to the emergency room, and it was inevitable that we found out that she no longer had a heartbeat.
Maya,
yes.
And in that, it's so hard at that far at 34 weeks because you had to go through full delivery.
Full delivery, 30 hours.
You deliver a baby and then you're holding her, and you tried to get in a lifetime in the few hours that you had with her. What did you guys do?
We sang to her, we read her a story. My husband was very passionate about having a daddy-daughter dance with her. So we played music, and he went into another room by himself and had a daddy-daughter dance, and we just talked to her. And, like I said, or you said, we tried to squish a lifetime of memories in a very short amount of time.
And then you go home and you grieve, and then your milk comes in for the baby you don't have.
Exactly.
And did you have a house full of stuff?
I didn't, because we are Jewish, so the religious
stays
belief.
with your mom
exactly.
and
So we
other
actually
people.
didn't. So that saved us from that agony, but still going into that empty nursery was still very, very painful.
And then you got pregnant right before we went into the pandemic,
Yes.
so in January. So the second time you get pregnant after you lose somebody, you're afraid of anything anyway. Like
Of course.
everything, what's going to go wrong, here you are looking beautiful. And then we go into the pandemic, and that has to be even compounding that because you're isolated, you're alone, you're scared of everything. Nobody knows what's going to go. We didn't have vaccines then, but all went pretty well. But then you had something that could be pretty severe.
I did. I had another traumatic experience. At 36 weeks, I started bleeding and was rushed to the hospital. And given my history, they did say that they would keep me until I could get to 37 weeks so I could be induced. And all was well, and our second daughter did come into this world alive and well.
So you had a placenta abruption, and
Yeah.
then this is little baby Mila, who's adorable and magical. So now you have your family, but when you have your family, you have your whole family, because it's also important to remember your first baby too. So how important is that to you? Oh, these pictures are so gorgeous. She's
Thank you.
amazing.
It's very important to me. Mila's actually named after our first daughter, Maya, and everything we do Maya is encompassed into our world. I don't sign a birthday card or a greeting card or anything without putting Maya's name down as well. I wear a necklace with her name on it. She's with us all the time.
So Denise, what do you tell, because you have a group, thank you for doing this, for women
Yes.
that are in this situation, and I assume men is too, but people that are families that are going through this. What do you say to people when they go through this experience? Because you feel alone, people try to say the right stuff, and they're saying a lot of the wrong things. It's meant to be, blah, blah, all those things.
People say a lot of hurtful things. And I say you have to do your grief work. And grief work is what Hali and her husband Matthew do. They come to a group every month. They journal to Maya every night. They really spend time acknowledging their grief. So I tell them, even though this is the worst experience of their life, they have to feel the pain, process the pain, and keep their baby's memory alive in every day of their life. Hali has a necklace on that says Maya Dillon and a heart within a tiny little heart. And that tells her, it reminds her and the world that someone very special is still in her heart and in every day of her life, in everything that she does.
For so many people that are like, it's out of love and good intentions, and we say things, people, it's like, can I bring up your little girl? You know, are you supposed to talk about it, or what do you say? Like, what are the words that are helpful for them to use?
Absolutely. Moms and dads think of their babies that died every day, all day long, and they want others to remember their babies. They want others to say, what is your baby's name? And they want others to want to see pictures and remember the due date. That no one thinks about that, but the mom's due date is a heart-wrenching day for the mom. And if someone remembers it, and the baby's birthday,
All those first milestones, the first time you go through, all the first holidays where they wouldn't be there and you had your hopes and dreams. You've written a pamphlet on this so people can get that. They can buy that for $3.50, which I think is really important and helpful for so many people. And you have these groups, Unite, that meet all over to help people, so you are not alone. You can meet with other people that are walking this difficult journey together. And thank you for leading this and doing this, and thank you for sharing your story.
you're welcome.
All right.